Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it may be. Welcome to my channel, Geechee Lion Journey. I'm Geechee Lion, currently still in Gibsonton, Florida. This is the state of Florida. I haven't been in years. Last time I was in Florida, I was picking up my daughter from her apartment. She did graduate from college down here. She receives both of her degrees from down here. That was the last time I was in this area. But I'm on a little subject today. And again, like, share, and subscribe. I always say that. Check out my other channels and outlets. Is as an expat, which I am now, I'm living in the Philippines. How do you deal with family back home? What is your relationship with them back home? I guess the first question is to ask is, when I say people back home, I'm talking about your blood relatives. So I'm talking about, do you have any parents still living? Do you have any children, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends maybe you may consider to be family? I guess you want to navigate and take an inventory of who that is, who you would consider to be family or friend, and understand that just because somebody's your blood relative or an acquaintance, that does not make them your friend, and neither does that make them somebody that you want to even deal with or even care about. And for the most part, what I found is most people don't give a damn about you enough to want to take the initiative to call you on the phone, whether it be on a regular phone, whether it be on WhatsApp, Messenger, email, chat, whatever. Most, in my case, I know there's hardly nobody that even cares about messaging me. Usually I've done most of or all of the initiating. But you have to take that inventory for yourself as who is in your world, your circle, your life, quote unquote, that you would consider to be family or friend that you have a desire to connect to or reach out to in some way or interact with. So first of all, you want to do that, who that is. Once you figure out who that is, then you figure out or you assess what is your relationship with that person. When you were in your home country, how often did you interact with them? Is this somebody that you was on the phone with every day, or once a week, or once a month, or a few times a month, or once every 2 months, 3 months? You get the idea. Some people, you may not even see them or speak to them until family reunion time. So that may be once a year. Some people you may not see in several years. So you assess who that is and how much they mean to you, and you use that as a basis for determining what your level of effort is to even deal with them, or the necessity you feel like to deal with them. Obviously, if it's a parent, depending on whether they're ill or not, or what their condition is, whether they're still in the home house or whether they're in the nursing home or wherever their situation may be, you're going to deal with them accordingly. Same thing with your children. What are the age of your children? Now, most of you who are listening to this, if you're a retiree or older age, you have grown children. And a lot of times the grown children, when they move out, if you're fortunate enough and done your job, I guess well enough for them to be able to move out, a lot of times they don't even move within the same city. They move to another city or state. So then you might not see them much anyway. So again, you figure out according to your assessment how you want to deal with that situation. When you were in your home country, the same home country, with your children or your parents, or again, your cousins, relatives, acquaintances, how often did you interact with them when you were in the same home country? As for me, there was one person maybe that I would usually almost without fail, on average, I would be on the phone with him once a week or more than once a week at times. But you may not have that situation. Some of you may be divorced or widowed or may not have any children or may be estranged from your children and you didn't have too much relationship with your cousins and other relatives. So you're going to deal with it a different way. Obviously, if you don't have any ties or personal familial ties with anybody in your home country, you probably don't give a damn if you never return. But as I said for in another video, you may not have any personal relations that you're trying to deal with, but you may have some business or health concerns that you need to deal with. But what we talking about here is dealing with your family and the friends that you may put in the same category. So you assess who they are, what your situation was with them previously, and how you want to deal with them now. As for me, I can probably count on one hand the number of people, relatives or acquaintances that have reached out to me just with a random WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger or email asking me how I'm doing or what I'm doing. Like I said, for the most part, and a lot of you that are listening and watching, most people that you are aware of, they don't give a damn about you, to that degree. So again, you respond to that and act accordingly. As I know for me, I've been interacting more with the people that I've met in the Philippines than I've been interacting with the people here in America, unless I was in their physical presence. I'm talking about people that I met when I was in San Carlos, maybe Cebu, other YouTube vloggers, and there's people that I've met along the way during the most part of the last 2 years that I've been living in the Philippines. But you have to make that assessment for yourself. How do you deal with them? And can't really give any advice other than you have to evaluate that for yourself and make that decision. As for me, I'm not looking to really be in America anymore, and I would say no more than 2 months maximum out of the year. The rest of the year I want to be in the Philippines or some other country, whether I'm visiting Thailand, I plan on visiting there, Hong Kong, other places that I might want to go. But that's a question you ask for yourself. How do you deal with family and friends back in your home country? So that was my thought. One of my thoughts for the day. I thought I was able to sit up here. I found me a nice quiet place, somewhat shady, relatively quiet where you can hear me. I'm next to a pond. There's some kind of pond here at the entrance of this subdivision. I would call this a subdivision because there's a sign over there that's like welcoming you to the neighborhood or what have you. But I was here yesterday and I saw, I think, a duck, some other fowl that was out here. I can't remember exactly what type it was, but I think I took video of it. So if you all know what type of fowl that was, you can put it in the comments. I don't think it was a goose, but I was pretty close. I would say I was about maybe within 8 feet of the fowl, the bird that was on the side of this pond. So thank you for listening again. Check out my other social media and channel outlets, and looking forward to seeing you back from the Philippines. But again, Get Your Line Journey is wherever I am. So I feel like I want to have something to share. I'm doing that, and I'm thankful that I'm able to do that. Let's all try to be nice as we can to each other. Share love, not war. That's one thing. Okay? Thank you for listening. I greet you in peace.